It's story time! Hello, my angels and devils, and all who may wander here. It is Amanda Christina, and I used to go to a summer camp run by a Bible college. I'm not going to give names because because the camp's still there, because the Bible college still exists, and because there isn't really any need. It's just all you need to know. It was very, very heavily full on Christian Bible run by, like, you prayed morning, noon, and night, you prayed before meals, you had Bible study, and one hell of a game when you're in the bush of Australia. This camp is a big camp. They had a big flying fox, but they had a lot of bushland around. And one night, oh yes, this game was played at night, and some kids were only like 6, 7, 8 at the time, like ranging up to about 18. So it was like, I think it was like 6 to 18 around the time, like that sort of age range. We had to play, are you ready for this? Bible smuggling, because some of the people were smuggling Bibles into China. Now, at night, bushland. Recipe for disaster, don't you think? Yeah, I've thought about this many times because that game was really traumatizing in a lot of ways. So basically the gist of the game is you had to smuggle these like little pieces of paper that had like cardboard with Bible. You were split up into 4 teams, and the counselors were the Chinese. And their base of operations was in sort of like the games room. Like they had like a sort of outdoor garagey thing that they'd converted into like a hut that was all for games and pool tables and just different stuff like that. Anyway, so the idea was you would pass along these Bibles, and you had to get them to the sort of like main like the assembly hall, I guess, is what you would call it. It had a stage, and it was where like you had entertainment and movies and stuff. Anyway, you had to get them back there to your leader. So we all take off. Heads without chickens. So I was doing pretty well for about half the game. It was freaking terrifying, like running around at night, trying to be sneaky, trying not to get caught. Oh my god, it was, I'm not gonna lie, I was probably only 12 at the time, so imagine a 12-year-old running around, 11, 12, somewhere around that age range, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Like, I didn't even, like, yeah, so you're immersed in this game. This is like a giant LARP, but instead of being a Dragons and Night LARP, you're thrust into smuggling Bibles into China. So a friend and I got caught. Now, when you got caught, you got forced to lay face down on the ground, and your hands were tied behind your back with rope. Loosely, but tied behind your back with rope, people. This is a children's camp. What the F? Anyway, I know, I just thinking about this years later, my mind just wants to explode at how lucky they were no one went missing in the bushland and just so many other things, because now if they did this, I'm pretty sure the parents, there would be a huge outcry. So we're in this thing, and it's a roller door. And so every time people entered or left, the roller door went up and down. At one point, they didn't put the roller door all the way down. And I'm like, okay, guys, this is our chance. Let's make a break for it. So we got up, our hands were tied behind our back, and we all, like, we looked, like no one was paying any attention to us. So we literally, I was there, and I just like, with my shoulder, nudged the door up, and I ran across this oval sort of length of grass to my cabin, to the bathrooms, and I hid in a toilet. That's how petrified I was. I hid in the toilets. I flushed the rope down the toilet because I was that, like, my heart was racing. I was freaking terrified. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to get caught. I don't want to play this game anymore. This is ridiculous. I can't do this anymore. So I sat in there and hid. And I know, cowardly of me. And I realised how cowardly that was. But that is also the summer I went to the Flying Fox for the first time, and I won overall girl achiever of the camp. But that was terrifying. And then when the horn blasted, like it was an hour or 2 hours of doing this crazy, insane game. We all congregated back, and it's like, I probably had nightmares about that. Like, I can't even fathom how irresponsible it is to let kids run around the bushland in the dark. Like, the bushland didn't have all fairy lights and wasn't all lit up. It was solid bushland. Like, if there was a bushfire, the whole lot would have gone up bush, and the camp would have been surrounded by bushfire, like on one side. Um, but that is one of my crazy summer camp stories. Well, yeah, it might not have been summer camp, it might have been spring camp for me. I think it used to always happen around my birthday. Um, but yes, it was terrifying. It was kind of weird. And I get that these things do happen in real life, but I'm not sure about exposing children to that kind of melodrama and stuff. Like, I didn't even know what LARPing wasn't even a thing back then. So this was like a LARP before LARPing was LARPing. Oh my god, that sentence. So if you enjoyed this story, please click the like button. If you're new here and want to hear more of my crazy stories, click the subscribe button. And let me know what one of your craziest experiences at summer camp or, camp growing up was, because I'd really like to hear them in the comments below. I love you all. You matter. You are incredible. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey.